Welcome into the South Hockey Network, everybody, live on YouTube and live for the final time this weekend at the SHL Showcase from Mount Prospect Ice Arena as the Titans play in their fourth of 4 games against out-of-state teams. For the second time, they'll go against a Colorado side, Valor Christian to open up the showcase, and Regis Jesuit to close out the showcase. This is Dylan Ward on the call, Gerard Boris on your camera today, of course, and Mitch Adams coming in to do the scoreboard at the top left corner of your screen. This is the Wintrust South Hockey Network. We always thank Glenview Bank and Trust for being our presenting sponsor and making these broadcasts possible. Well, it's been quite the eventful showcase for the Glenbrook South Titans. 2 wins and a tie, still undefeated. With a 4-4 tie to Valor Christian, a 3-1 win over Cathedral Prep yesterday morning, and to close out the doubleheader sweep, they took down Norwich Free 4-2 yesterday afternoon. You heard the vocal stylings of Anthony Pasquale during yesterday afternoon's game, as I was unavailable to call the game. Well, actually, I technically was available, but the thing I was unavailable for got canceled, so Anthony called the game for you. I was there watching as a fan, and boy, it was quite the eventful game. Towards the end of the third period, with about 6-7 minutes left, there was a cross-checking penalty called against Norwich Free, and the fans had been letting the refs hear it all night. And if you were watching the game, you know the referee basically told the entire group of Norwich fans that they had to leave the building. Otherwise, he was going to let the clock run with GBS up 4-1, and it, of course, would have resulted in a forfeit if the team hadn't moved. But eventually, after 2 minutes came off the clock, the captain of Norwich ended up coming to the glass and basically pleading that his fans leave the building, as they wanted a chance to come back, as it was only a 3-goal game, still with a decent amount of time left. They thought they had a chance to come back against the Titans, but 2 minutes of that game just completely went down the drain as the refs let the clock run without the 5-goal difference. So that brings the Titans to this Sunday game. Of course, last season they were undefeated at the showcase with a 4-0-0 record. They'll look to be undefeated with a 3-0-1 record, still without a loss, but that tie in their first game of this showcase. The Glenbrook South Titans wearing gold jerseys today. They'll be on the away bench, shooting from right to left in the first period. The Raiders of Regis Jesuit will be wearing white and red jerseys going from left to right, similar to the Carolina Hurricane style of jerseys. With all of the scheduling changes that had to be made at this showcase, Regis Jesuit were one of the out-of-state teams, one of the 2 that agreed to play 5 games instead of 4, so they come into this one with a win, 2 losses, and a tie so far at the showcase. Their win was against Lake Forest yesterday, 4-2 the final score, and they were the only team to play the same opponent on 2 different occasions. They faced off against Stevenson twice. They lost 4-3 the first time they played them, but then last night, they finished in a 5-5 tie with the Patriots. They also lost 2-1 to Loyola Gold on Friday night. So this being their final of 5 games, it's Regis Jesuit and Cathedral Prep, your 2 teams from out of state, and 2 teams in the entire showcase that play 5 games. All right, here we go. The Titans throughout the first line. Hoffer, Pajerski, and Stevens from left to right. Your defenders today to start the game are Ryan Mulvey and Cole McPherson. As the puck falls, we are underway in game number 4, the last game for this team before the Wednesday night rivalry matchup. This one's backhanded down, taken by McPherson, given up. Here's a quick shot, but not getting enough of that one was Stelliano as he sent it wide of Rakana's net. JP Rakana getting the start for the 3rd game out of 4 in this showcase. He's had a solid start to this showcase, especially with that big victory last night over Norwich Free, the national powerhouse, as Blake Hoffer steals this puck. Partial break, he takes a shot as that one stopped and held on to by the starting goaltender for Regis Jesuit. We'll get to that in a moment, but JP Rakana through those 2 games, a 1-0-1 record, 2.65 goals allowed average and an .870 save percentage across those 2 games. Your starter for the Raiders today, Easton Sparks, I should say, number 33. He's only played 1 game so far at the showcase. He's got a goals allowed average of 1.76 and a save percentage of .931. His game was that victory, the lone victory so far for Regis, 4-2 over the Scouts of Lake Forest. Behind the net, Regis works with the puck. There's Andrew Fett. Now Bennell, who's back in the lineup after serving his 1-game suspension. Everybody in the lineup today except for the injured players. Asher Vanderplug still out month to month with a lower body injury. And Adam Sokol also out with a lower body injury. Hopes to return for the North-South game on Wednesday as Jim Philbin shut him down for this SHL showcase just as a precautionary measure. The biggest priority, of course, is you want him to be healthy for Wednesday night. But also out of the lineup today, Aiden Weller out with illness. 0-0 very early on here on the South Hockey Network. We appreciate you spending your Sunday morning with us. Maybe some plans to switch over to the Bears game as soon as this one goes final as they meet up with the Vikings. This one's poked outside the zone, picked up by Dylan Nash, but actually Dylan Lytell, the other Dylan, beat him to the race to the puck as this one sent in on net. Played off the end boards and to the near side. Out of the zone it goes as the Titans will have to chase it back down into their own end. It's Lytell playing it up to Charlie Preston, who scored a goal in yesterday's 4-2 win over Norwich Free Academy. Meanwhile, the Raiders will bring this over the line, but offsides on the zone entry. Your point leaders at this tournament, how about Frank Surma? He's been on a roll, just 1 goal, but 5 assists to his name. 6 points, leads the team in points. Evan Bennell has not recorded a point since that opening game, but he's in second place with 2 goals and 2 assists, 4 points. Of course, he didn't play in the second game yesterday, so only held without a point for 1 game. We'll see if he's able to get on the sheet as we progress forward. This pass by Higgins up to Boris. He couldn't bring that one into the zone cleanly. How about Zach Boris? 2 beautiful assists in yesterday's game. Both to Jonathan Cesario, especially the second one on the Titans' 4th goal. The spinorama backhand pass to the slot, and Cesario just deflected it home. Boris was filling in for Bennell on that line, with him out of the lineup with Surma and Cesario, but Boris now back playing with Higgins and Adams here for this one. Luke Fagan at the right point, slides it over. McPherson left side, takes a shot, blocked by the Raiders, and they look to clear. They can't get it out past McPherson, but on the second try they do. 2-1 the shots in favor of Glenbrook South. As this one sent down by the Raiders, should be icing, but Rakana will play it. So we will keep moving here. Here's McPherson. Through neutral ice down the left wing side. Backhanding this one deep, bounces off the end boards. Ben Stevens down to the corner as the Raiders recollect the puck. Here's Brenner. Got it to the left side, now back for Brenner. Give and go try, but unable to get that pass back to Brenner was Stelino. Now outside the zone it comes. The Raiders will dump it right back in. Delayed offside, so the Titans will get a chance to grab the puck. Here comes Will Fagan. Over the line he comes down the right wing side, puts on the brakes. Up to Dylan Lytell at the right point. He takes a shot, and that one stopped and held on to by the goaltender Sparks. So we get a whistle with 12:39 to go in the first period. Just getting underway here on this Sunday morning, as the games will continue on tonight until around 7 o'clock p.m. The Titans in one of the earlier slots here for their final contest. The York Dukes, the only team who still need to play 2 more games today. Here's a shot by Will Fagan, that one wide. By the way, how about the York Dukes 8-0 victory over Gabriel Richard Catholic? That same Gabriel Richard team beat the Glenbrook North Spartans, who are one of the SHL League leaders, by a final score of 4-3 at this showcase, but the Dukes handing it to them. 8-zip. Oscar Piss with the shutout there. We'll get to some more scores from this showcase during our first intermission today. But meanwhile, Cesario, who scored 2 goals last night, had a close chance for a hat trick as well. Will Fagan with a booming slap shot. That one hits the pads with a loud thud. Now the Raiders the other direction, just on sides. Here's a shot in and out of the glove of J.P. Ricana. Thought about playing it, but instead he'll cover up the puck for a whistle. Stopping the clock with 11:40 to go in period number 1. Still awaiting our first goal here at the Nicholas Sportsplex, back on the center rink, as the Titans opened up the showcase right here with that 4-4 tie against Valor Christian before moving over to the North Rink for their doubleheader yesterday. Now right back here. If you know anything about this Mount Prospect Ice Arena, well, the Titans lucky to have 0 games on the South Rink, as that is just an absolutely unideal rink. If you know, you know. That's all I'll say about it. Here's Jeremy Kornmesser to the near side. Alexander Werrett sends it all the way down. Cole McPherson. Looks like he'll be paired up with Mulvey. Decent amount today, as those two were the starting defensemen for Jim Philbin. Again, without Asher Vanderplug and without a defenseman double rostered, at least for now, the Titans have been rolling 5 defensemen for every game, so kind of makes it a little difficult for Jim Philbin to not have those cohesive defensive pairings to use throughout the game, sort of a mix and match all throughout the night. As this one shot in. Of course, Dylan Lytell listed as a forward on this Glenbrook South team. As this one shot in on Ricana and held on to, but Dylan Lytell again listed as a forward on this Glenbrook South team. Sort of a rover, 2-way player, can play defense. He did a handful of times on the Varsity 2 team last year. So we'll keep an eye on that as the season moves along, but just an option for Jim Philbin going forward if he does want to solidify some solid core defensive pairings as the season rolls along. Again, without Asher Vanderplug in the lineup for several months, and no second listed defenseman on the team or on the double roster. Another icing against the Titans. That brings the faceoff back to their own zone. They now trail shots 4-3, or pardon me, 5-4 after leading 4-2. So 3 unanswered shots for the Raiders, as the Titans have been really getting those shots lately in these games. 50 in their first game against Valor. I think they just missed the 40 mark in their second game. They have 40 shots in 3 consecutive SHL games. It's all about burying those opportunities and giving yourself good chances to score on those shots. When you're going to have that many shots in a game, you want to be able to generate those high quality chances. Now here's Will Fagan across the line. Fagan down the left wing as it's poked off of his stick. Given up, interception, Luke Fagan shoots, and that one just wide of the net. Now Will Fagan. Taken away by the Raiders as they poke it out to the neutral zone. Cieslik taken away by the Titans. Will Fagan looking for Adams, couldn't get it to him. Now a big collision, Boris running into a man. That was Avery Osgood. Their first bit of physicality in this game. A lot of physicality in these games of the showcase, and that's the thing about hockey. These are not teams that really ever play each other, but rivalries can build quickly, maybe even in just a period. This Regis Jesuit team, probably some tired legs as they play here in their 5th game the last 3 days. Not to mention it's pretty early in the morning to be finishing a streak like that, so this is their only game here of the day. Still waiting for our first goal, over halfway through period number 1 now. 5-5 your shots on goal, 0-0 your score. As this one sent up high. Now here's a shot. That one tipped wide of the net. Rebound sent up high to the point. Here's Wessel with a shot. That one blocked on its way. Titans can't clear the zone. Now they will grab it. Luke Fagan played it off the boards. Blake Hoffer sneaking behind, but can't win the race to the puck. Blake Hoffer with a goal and an assist this tournament. The depth of this Glenbrook South Titans team in full force. As only 4 players on the active roster have been held without a point in this tournament. As this one takes a deflection, hits the low ceiling here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. And we will get a whistle. Here's another look at that hit by Boris, right in the neutral zone, number 91 in gold. Good physical play in open ice. As here's a quick stuff chance, Rakana making the save, covering up that left post as we get another whistle. A busy stretch of hockey for the Glenbrook South Titans. 4 games here at the Showcase this weekend. The North-South game on Wednesday night. And they'll participate in the O'Grady Cup Thanksgiving tournament. That's at least 3 games, up to 2 more if they make the semifinals and final. This one's dropped off for Surma, now down below the goal line. After that, they'll come home, play Loyola Gold at the Glenview Ice Center the week following the O'Grady Cup tournament. Then it's on the bus Thursday as the Titans travel to Jamestown, New York for their 13th season of participation in the Jamestown Governor's Cup tournament. Great tournament hosted by Pennsylvania Hockey in New York. Jeff Morrow, the tournament director, great guy. Gerard and I have plans to broadcast some other games besides the GBS game at that tournament, so stay tuned for more information on that as we get closer to that weekend. Back to this game. Here's McPherson off the bench. He'll dump this one down. Settled down by the goaltender, as now Cedar Reagan. Hoffer looking to steal that from him, but could not. Now Preston over the line. Hoffer on a line here with Weiss and Preston. Usually you see Zach Boris on this line, but he's been playing today with Bunnell and one other. Fagan can't get to this. Here's a turnaround shot. That one deflects wide of the net. Now down to less than 6 minutes to go in the first. Still waiting for our first goal for either side. Here's Hoffer skating over the red line. Deflected to Preston. He'll throw one in on net. That one stopped, but a big hit on the near boards as Preston still laying on the ice. No whistle yet. Now they will stop play as Charlie Preston, all you could see is his stick up against the glass. As Cole McPherson goes to check on him, let's have one more look at that hit. Tough collision into the boards. Oh man, and there was a second follow-up as looks like his head was hit. We're gonna watch that one more time. If you could see the first initial hit into the boards is one thing, but then watch the pants of the Raiders player getting his head on the follow-up. So he might be feeling it a little bit as Glenbrook South assistant coach Joe Locallo makes the trip off the bench and communicating with his injured player Charlie Preston. Now we've got a trainer from St. Viator Hockey stepping in to volunteer as they check on Evan Bunnell. Yeah, I'm sorry, Preston, yes. Not Bunnell. All right, looks like there's some communication happening. We've been stopped for almost 2 minutes now. So we're not showing you what's going on, but he is not moved a muscle. We still can't see him. Looks like this may take a minute, so we're going to step away here on the South Hockey Network just for a minute or two. Hopefully, Charlie Preston will be okay here. Welcome back to the South Hockey Network. Well, good news is Preston is finally back to his feet. The bad news is he needed help getting off the ice and not back to the bench, but back into the locker room as he will exit the game for the time being. There will be a penalty against the Raiders as a result of that, as we think probably the brunt of his injury had to do with the follow-up on the rebound of the first hit, the leg of the Raiders player hitting him straight in the head. We're not going to show it again, but if you really want, you can rewind and watch the play. But the Titans will get a 2-minute power play out of this, as all power plays on the South Hockey Network, of course, always brought to you by RSM, the power of being understood. But the game must go on, but the number one concern for the Glenbrook South team is the health of Charlie Preston, especially with the big game coming up on Wednesday night. We'll give you updates if we get them as we roll along here. But the Titans on the power play. Here's Mulvey with a shot. That one stopped. Mulvey with a power play goal already in this tournament. Now it's Pajurski left side. Benji Pajurski leaves it. Will Fagan. Fagan takes a shot. That one tipped wide, as this one sent to the net but hits the side of the cage. Now Hoffer in the corner. Titans with 3 power play goals in the SHL Showcase, 1 in each game, as this one's cleared out. Aiden Weller, who of course is not here this morning, out with illness, expects to be back. Just taking a game off to try and feel a little bit better. Ryan Mulvey and Jonathan Cesario, along with Aiden Weller, your 3 power play goal scorers in this showcase. Here's Stevens. Down to Pajurski, back up to Stevens. Ben Stevens, right side circle, back up to the point, Ryan Mulvey. Here's the captain, down to Fagan, big one-timer, but he didn't get enough of his shot as he sent it wide. Now Mulvey back up high, right point. Across Will Fagan by the Notre Dame logo, shakes a shot, good glove save made by the goaltender. That's the Easton Sparks in net for Regis Jesuit. Now the Raiders find it and will clear it outside the zone. Just like that, down to 20 seconds left in this power play. As Mulvey hops over the line, now Surma back to Will Fagan, turns around, fires. That one deflects wide. Now Cesario below the goal line. Here's Bonnell with a shot, save, rebound. They can't bury that one. As Easton Sparks making a couple good saves here on the Titans. The power play has come to an end, so Glenbrook South 0 for 1 as this one's cleared outside the zone. Back to 5-on-5 play. Here's Surma. Bounce off the skate of one man for Regis. And played off the near boards. Ryan Mulvey back in neutral ice to Bonnell. Evan Bonnell back in the lineup. Has some more rest than some of these other Titans. Takes a backhand shot and it's covered up by the goaltender. And I'm just going to let Gerard know that the right goal camera seems to have fallen. As here is your live look at the right goal camera. So hopefully we'll get that fixed for the second period. As Boris on a line with Adams and Higgins out there. Adams was that one other from earlier. McPherson takes a shot, gobbled up by the goaltender for another whistle as 4 seconds come off the clock, and we'll do it again. Still 0-0 here between the Titans and Raiders. Glenbrook South, Regis Jesuit. Illinois, Colorado here for this matchup. Here's Boris. Over the line, sends it over to the right side. Higgins. Back up high, McPherson. Over to Luke Fagan. So something to note I haven't mentioned yet, the Titans with 4 defensemen for this game today, as we remind you that Aiden Weller is out of the lineup. Shout out to you, Aiden, if you're watching at home. Here's McPherson with a shot. Punched away by the blocker hand of Easton Sparks. Now Boris with a shot. Deflected off a Regis skate and goes into the corner. Now final 2 minutes of the first. Higgins now to the slot. Boris grabs the puck, centers it with a backhand for Adams, and Higgins off the rebound scores! Not quite a tic-tac-toe goal, but it was still a good-looking one as Jack Higgins finished a nice passing play, and the Titans strike first on their 13th shot. It's a good thing that goal happened to our left so we can show you the behind-the-net view. Zach Boris with 2 assists yesterday will get one here. Goes to Adams. That's his first assist with the Varsity 1 team. Now up to 2 points since being called up from the blue team, as he was the one who tapped it ahead to number 34 in gold, and Jack Higgins buried it. And the Titans are up 1-0. Jackson Higgins with an assist already in this SHL showcase, but his first goal, he's up to 2 points now. Now here's a lead pass to Jonah Weiss. He'll turn on the Jets. Weiss takes a shot, as that one's covered up by the goaltender. 1:26 to go in the first period. Glenbrook South out shooting the Raiders 15-7. As the Titans have outshot their opponent in all 3 games prior. Here's Pajurski. Threw it up high. Dylan Lytle takes a shot. That one deflects high and up and out of play. So you've actually got Dylan Lytle out here with Will Fagan playing as a defenseman today. So there is your answer from what I said earlier. With 2 defenders out of the lineup and only 4 on the roster for Jim Philbin to work with. Dylan Lytle, who played defense a couple times last season with Varsity Blue, getting his first true game as a defenseman. As you see the line out there with Weiss, Hoffer, and Pajurski, Lytle, and Will Fagan, the defenders. So this is now the 3rd different line combination that Blake Hoffer's been on in this game. He's already played with Benji Pajurski and Ben Stevens, but now playing with Jonah Weiss without Preston in the lineup as of right now. Pajurski over to the far side. Weiss now down to Hoffer below the goal line. Tried to throw it up to Pajurski, streaking in the slot, but it's grabbed instead by the Raiders. Down to 30 seconds left in period number 1. Titans up 1-0 on the goal from Jack Higgins. Blake Hoffer looking to double the Titan lead, but juggled by Sparks and eventually held on to. 22.4 seconds. See if the Titans have enough time here to give themselves some insurance before we switch sides at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. Drop of the puck. Face-off taken by the Titans. They'll backhand this one down below the line. Raiders to the near side, looking to backhand it out. They cannot. Here's Surma. Frank Surma around one man. Surma to the net. Save made by Sparks. As Frank Surma looking to extend to his team lead in points so far at the showcase. 6.2 seconds to work with for the Titans here, as they'll take a face-off in the right wing corner. The attacking zone, drop of the puck. Stevens at the dot, tried to take a shot, but it's cleared by the Raiders, and time will run out on period number 1. So it was scoreless for a while, but with, well, they say 10:48 to go in the first period. There was a goal by the Titans, but that's not when it was. They lead 1-0 after the goal by Higgins, assisted by Adams and Boris. And the teams will meet at their bench and talk things over. We will be right back here on the South Hockey Network. Don't go anywhere. Second period coming up in a minute or two. Welcome back. Second period action here on the South Hockey Network. Glenbrook South leading 1-0 over this Regis Jesuit side of Colorado. Some score updates for you in this SHL showcase from yesterday's action. Lots of wins for the SHL, as Carmel with a big 7-3 win over Culver Academy. Stevenson a 5-0 drubbing of Notre Dame, Illinois. Regis Jesuit, this team at the best of Lake Forest, as we mentioned earlier. Some more highlighted scores from yesterday's action. York with that 8-0 win over Gabriel Richard. Loyola Gold 3-0 winners over Cathedral Prep. It's Carmel with a big 8-3 win over Grosse Pointe South of Michigan. Stevenson and Regis Jesuit 5-5 tie. St. Viator Valor Christian 5-5 tie. How about New Trier last night? 11-2 over Notre Dame, Arizona. And then here in the morning slate, before this game got underway, a pair of ties, as this shot is stopped by Rakana. On the rebound, this backhander also swallowed up as he takes a shove after the play, and he's down. A little shaken up, but looks like nothing too serious. A miscue with McPherson, and then you see Parker Brenner way after Rakana had clearly covered up the puck. Number 91 in white and red. Just kind of give him a couple shoves and then really takes him down. So there's going to be a penalty for that against the Raiders, as Avery Osgood, number 81, will end up getting the call. And the Titans will go to the power play for the second time in this game. All power plays on the South Hockey Network are sponsored by RSM. The power of being understood. 0 for 1 are the Titans. Let's see what they can do here. 3 power play goals, 1 in each game for Glenbrook South at this showcase. Big takedown by Will Fagan just after the puck gets cleared out of the zone. As now Mulvey over the line, sends it in. Roughing will be the official call, by the way. I'm gonna have to look at that replay again and see where 81 got involved. Avery Osgood, because it looked like if there was gonna be a penalty on the play, it would have been on that number 91. Here's Cesario, who scored on the power play in yesterday's game, but that one cleared out of the zone by the Raiders immediately after he brought it over the line. Ryan Mulvey, who also has a power play goal at this SHL showcase. That came in the opening game against Valor Christian. Blake Hoffer off the deflection, centered it. Mitchell Adams takes a shot off the pads of the goaltender. You see Adams getting some power play time here. Boris as well, as this one's played up to Will Fagan. Fagan, left circle, centered it. Adams tipped it on net, and the save was made. Maybe it was going wide anyway, but off the pad. Now Ryan Mulvey as the Titans keep possession. Good power play for GBS. Good chances, but unable to bury some of them. Boris tried to backhand it for Hoffer, but that gets intercepted and cleared. Down to 27 seconds to go on this man advantage. As Ben Stevens comes on the ice, or pardon me, that is still Boris. He couldn't tip that one home as it's kept alive at the left point. Will Fagan eludes a check, now to Mulvey. Right circle, fires a shot, looking for the 5-hole. Could not get it. As the puck goes up and out of play. Ryan Mulvey, the defenseman captain, with 2 goals in the SHL showcase so far. We talked about the point leaders, but how about the goal leaders? Evan Bonnell, Jonathan Cesario, and Ryan Mulvey, all in a 3-way tie with 2 apiece. Drop of the puck. Pajerski wins it back up to Fagan. Now Bonnell. Luke Fagan fires a shot, tipped in on the rebound. Pajerski was right there, but couldn't settle the puck down. Now out of the box comes the Raiders player, and we're back to 5-on-5. So the Titans will now be 0 for 2 on their power play. Here's Pajerski. They try and clear it out, but it's kept alive. Evan Bonnell sends it up to McPherson. McPherson takes a shot, stop, rebound. Hacked out of there by the Eagles. Now a follow-up shot, also stopped. Jonah Weiss sent it in front. As this puck bounces high, Pajerski hacks it ahead. He has Weiss to his right. Pajerski got it to him, but he just couldn't get a stick to that. Puck a little too hot to handle. Now the other direction comes Regis, but they can't enter the zone cleanly. 22-9 the shots on goal. It's been the theme of the weekend, not just for Glenbrook South, but for all the SHL teams. It just seems like the SHL, whether they win or lose, are dominating every game here against these out-of-state sides in terms of the shots. It's the SHL with 17 wins, only 5 wins for the visitors. 5 ties along with that count. So the SHL has already clinched a overall combined winning record in this showcase, even if they go on to lose all the rest of their games today, as was the case last season, but not nearly as dominant fashion as this season here in the 2nd edition of this 4-game exhibition series in the SHL showcase. Now getting around one man, that was Bo Patton, but he couldn't get a backhander on JP. Rakana started 3 of the 4 games here in the showcase for Jim Philbin and company. Now a good pass by Higgins, finds Cesario. Frank Surma looked like he scored, but it hit the side of the net. He scored a tough angle goal from the other side down the right wing earlier in the tournament. I keep saying tournament, it's not a tournament. SHL showcase, but unable to bury that one there. Score update for you on the North Rink. It is the York Dukes playing against Norwich Free, the same team the Titans beat 4-2 yesterday. The Dukes holding a 2-1 lead halfway through the 2nd period. Will Fagan with a shot, that one off the pad of Sparks. Now Boris head down on the ice. He looks a little bit shaken up. Pardon me, that's not Boris, that's Frank Surma, as he'll immediately go to the bench. As if the Titans could use any more injury scares. Again, with the final roster only containing enough for a full lineup and no scratches. 18 skaters were originally named to the Varsity 1 squad, 2 goaltenders. Now without Asher Vanderplug long term, Mitchell Adams has been called up, but as you know, Adams Sokol. Here's a rebound, they score! Adams took the backhand shot. He'll get his 2nd assist of the day, and Blake Hoffer finished it for his 2nd goal of the SHL showcase. The Titans double their lead. It's 2-0. And hey, it's a good thing Gerard fixed the goalie cam, because we'll show you how it looked from behind the net. That'll absolutely be an assist off the pads for Mitchell Adams. And Blake Hoffer, just right place, right time. Able to punch that one by. So on shot on goal number 25 for Glenbrook South, their second goal, as they look to carry this lead all the way to the end. The Titans with a chance to go undefeated at the SHL Showcase if they avoid a loss in this game. Here's Ryan Mulvey. Over center ice, now the blue line. He turns on the Jets. Mulvey shoots off the post and high up and out of play. Well, as I was saying before the goal interrupted me, the Titans have had some injury problems this season with that 18 skater lineup, with Asher Vanderplug out long-term. Adam Sokol hasn't played in a couple of weeks. And now with a bit of a scare against Charlie Preston, who took a bad hit into the boards and got a piece of his head on the follow-up. He has left the bench, at least for the time being. No sign of him returning yet, but still could. We'll keep you updated on that. And then Frank Surma shaken up after that. I mean, this Glenbrook South team, they've got a big game Wednesday. You don't want to take any unnecessary chances for injury. Here's Blake Hoffer over the line. Left wing circle. Puck bounces below the goal line. Hoffer up to Mulvey. Ryan Mulvey shot it. Blocked by one man for the Raiders. That was Avery Osgood. Now this one's played off the boards, but not out. Now the Raiders will bring it out. We're going to get a penalty. Cross-checking the call. And we will see another power play for Glenbrook South. And yeah, oh yeah. That's pretty clear against Ryan Mulvey. Right to the head. So power play number 3 of the game for Glenbrook South, as Avery Osgood gets sent to the box for the second time. All power plays on the South Hockey Network are brought to you by RSM. The power of being understood. And look at this line out for the opening draw of the power play. You got Boris, Bennell, and Weiss, along with the Fagan twins on D. This one's stolen away by the Raiders. They can't get past the skate of Will Fagan as he backhands it to the near side. Evan Bennell back for Jonah Weiss, excuse me. Now Fagan, over to the far side it goes, picked up by Boris. Zach Boris threw it in front. It deflected into the blue paint and it's covered up by Sparks. 9:33 to go in the second period. 2-0 Glenbrook South. Goals this morning from Jack Higgins and Blake Hoffer, but still looking for their first power play goal here on their third chance. Here's a shot tipped on net by Boris, and the save is made. Boris now to Bennell near side. He didn't win the race to the puck, but Luke Fagan will keep it from being cleared. Now Bennell takes the puck away, right side circle, tries a shot, as that one slings just past the net, maybe a piece of that post, as that was a nice release from in close by Evan Bennell. Yeah, that definitely looks like it got a piece of that post. This will give us a better look. Check out this wrist shot. Oh, maybe the goaltender. I know it changed direction, but it was a shot on goal after all. This one will be cleared down to 54 seconds to go on this power play. Frank Surma, good to see him back on the ice after being a little shaken up and skating to the bench, ending his shift early. He's out here for the power play. the Titans leader in points at this SHL showcase. Up to Ryan Mulvey, right point, across Will Fagan. Down to Surma, waiting at the doorstep, but the pass too hot to handle for him. He would have had a wide open net to shoot at. Now Pajurski back to Frank Surma. Centers it. Here's Pajurski with a one-time attempt. Didn't get it. Now Will Fagan shoots it. Save. Rebound. He tried to cover it up, but he could not. Cesario back up to Fagan. He shoots. Glove save is finally the goaltender. Sparks will get that stoppage he's been hoping for. 8:18 to go in period number 2. The Titans with a whopping 31 shots just about at the halfway point of regulation time. Drop of the puck left circle. Hoffer shoots it. Save. Rebound. Higgins was right there. Both goal scorers for the Glenbrook South Titans today on the ice right now. Hoffer and Higgins. Mulvey. Here's a shot by Lytle playing defense today. That one high of the net. Power play has come to an end, so the Titans fall to 0 out of 3 so far at this one. Touched by a high stick of Higgins, and the whistle will sound. Dylan Ward here on the call with you. Gerard Boris, our camera operator, and Mitch Adams in charge of the scoreboard at the top left corner of your screen for this Sunday morning matchup. Titans only have worn gold and black this weekend. No appearance of the white jerseys through their 4 games. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of the white jerseys. But if I had to pick a quote-unquote least favorite, it would probably be them. The black is definitely my favorite. 3 jerseys as of right now for the season for GBS, the black, gold, and white. Abandoned that blue jersey a year or 2 ago, as the black has now become the new home primary. It used to be the alternate. Here's a pass that finds Higgins as he tips it up ice, but couldn't deflect it on goal. Higgins centered it, looking for Hoffer, but that gets taken away by the Raiders. Here they come. It's Avery Osgood. Osgood down the left wing side. He lost possession, and Ben Stevens will take it away. Found Ryan Mulvey. Mulvey up to Lytle. Now it looks like Lytle's in the forward position, or at least in the position, I should say, as he is the second defenseman out there. Ben Stevens sort of looking like a defenseman for that zone entry. Over the line comes Nolan Williams. Picked off. Here come the Titans. Maybe a 2-on-1. Zach Boris has Bennell. Got it to him. Tipped it on net. And that stopped. What a pass by Boris as he goes between the legs of a defender to get it to Bennell's backhand, and he gets a shot on goal. Zach Boris already with an assist today. Had 2 in yesterday's game. How about this pass right here? The defenseman blocking the lane, but leaving a wide open passing lane right in his 5-hole. Oh, and that hit the post. Wow, seeing that on the replay for a second time. That's the Baker goal cams hard at work, giving you that look. I didn't even realize that was off the post in real time, but that was not stopped. That close to a great 2-on-1 goal. As the puck comes out of play and a fan throws it back and nearly hits the linesman. It was a Glenbrook South fan. I'm sure it wasn't intentional, with the Titans having 3 power plays today and no penalties against as of yet. So we get down to 6 minutes remaining in the second period. Here, right in on net. Adams trying to hack that one home after Bennell crashed the cage. But he could not. It gets cleared up and out of the zone as McPherson can't keep it in. Luke Fagan off the near boards. Taken away by the Raiders. They can't get it back down into the zone. This one tipped ahead as we get down to 5.5 to go in period number 2. Here's a one-timer by Adams as he gets the shot on goal, but that's stopped. Adams adjusting nicely to this varsity 1 level. Here's a pass over to Bonnell. He takes a shot, save made. Rebound, Boris with the backhander. That one just wide at the right post. As Jim Philbin has been giving his lower lines a lot more ice time here at this SHL showcase, and really there have been some impressive plays made, even some that have not resulted in a goal, just close chances. We saw the 2-on-1 there. We saw that nice backhand shot. As these players developing some chances for the Titans here and paying off on occasion. Here's Surma looking to center it for Pajurski. He couldn't get it to him. Now kept alive, it's Will Fagan, tries a shot. That one just high of the crossbar, maybe a piece of the glove for Sparks. Will Fagan faked the shot, cuts to the slot, looked to get it to Pajurski with the backhand at the left circle, but couldn't get it to him as there was a body wearing a white and red sweater in the way. Now Osgood centered it right in front of the net, and not knowing where it was there was Dylan Nash. If he knew where that puck was right at his skates, he would have had a breakaway from in close, but no shot on goal. Here's Weiss towards the net, backhander stop by Sparks. JP Ricana 11 for 11 as he looks to stay undefeated at this showcase, playing in his 3rd game, record of 1-0-1, involved in that tie over Valor Christian. But had a pretty nice game against the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. No, pardon me, that was Preston, but he had a nice game last night against the powerhouse team out of Connecticut, Norwich Free Academy. As Will Fagan behind the net. Turned over, here's a shot, but couldn't get enough of that. Now here comes Cesario. Up to Higgins, but it goes past him. Now Cesario, far side corner, kicks it. Nice play, got it to Dylan Lytell, takes a shot. Deflected high by the blocker as it comes back up for Will Fagan. Fagan takes a shot, mask save made by Sparks. 3:11 to go in the second. Talk about how this is the second Colorado team the Titans are playing, as they played Valor Christian earlier in this tournament. Well, how about this? This Regis Jesuit team and Valor Christian, massive rivals back in Colorado. We were talking to one of the people here broadcasting for both Colorado teams, and he's mentioning sort of one of those north-south type atmospheres whenever those two teams meet up. The Titans 4-4 draw against the Eagles, and currently leading 2-0 against this Regis Jesuit side. Have matched up in several state finals over in Colorado. So they're sort of the north-south Loyola New Trier powerhouses of Colorado high school hockey. Now Ben Stevens in the slot, takes a shot, looking for his first point of this showcase, but didn't get enough of that. There was a big hole on the right side of the net, but it just missed the cage. 2.5 minutes till the intermission. Here's a shot on Ricana, save, rebound sent wide of the net. As now Sorensen. Adams tips it out, goes to the neutral zone. Blake Hoffer looking to get to it. Now Adams couldn't poke it ahead. This one settled down, and here comes the Regis Jesuit Raiders. Picked off by the Titans. Here comes Hoffer. He gets around one defender. In on the backhand. He couldn't get it to his backhand in time for a shot. Then he'll follow it up from the right circle, but that one stopped. How about this rush coast to coast from Blake Hoffer? We'll have another look here. Blake Hoffer one of the bigger guys out there, sort of fools a lot of defenders with his speed. And especially in this SHL showcase where these teams the Titans are playing have not seen them multiple times, might not have the same knowledge and scouting as some of their other opponents do when they have regular season games in the SHL. I don't know who's got the faster wheels on this team, Blake Hoffer or Jonah Weiss. Here's a pass to Boris. He's got a partial break, and he fanned on his shot in the slot. Was sort of being contested at the end by Regis, but it will be repossessed by the Titans. McPherson blows a tire as it's poked ahead by Patton. Bo Patton to the net. He scores. And a miscue in neutral ice. Patton capitalizes on the turnover, and the Raiders get on the board here in the late stages of the second period. Unassisted goal. As Ryan Mulvey, the defender, but some nice stick handling by number 10 in white. And Rakana is beaten for the first time this morning. Oh, wow. It wasn't really even one of those tuck goals. It was kind of an unexpected angle, and it goes off the post and in, it appears. So the Titans out shooting this Raiders team 40-13, but only clinging on to a 1-goal lead for the time being. Let's see if they can get one more. Less than a minute to go in the period. Here's Cesario with a shot. Of a nice move to get it ahead of a defender, but that one wide of the net. Now Luke Fagan towards the net, blocked. Cesario now to Bennell near side. 40 seconds left. Up to Luke Fagan. He can't keep it in the zone. He'll have to retreat back out to the neutral zone and dump it right back in, but that missed a pass. And it will be icing against the Titans. So Glenbrook South with a D-zone draw coming up here, leading 2-1. And half a minute to go in the period before the teams head to the locker rooms for the Zamboni. Ben Stevens ready for the draw. Circle to Rakana's right. It's won by the Titans. Luke Fagan plays it off the boards for his twin, Will Fagan. Now Adams. Can't get it out past one man for Regis. Here's a shot saved by Rakana. Rebound just sent wide of the net. As this one's played around the boards, it comes up high. Here's a shot blocked by Stevens. Now Higgins will get it outside the zone. The Titans have 5 seconds. Adams poking it ahead, but taken away by the Raiders. And the buzzer sounds on period number 2. So the teams will make their way to the locker room, talk things over. Zamboni will take care of business out here on the ice surface. And the Titans, who are dominating this Regis Jesuit side, will enter the third period with a 1-goal lead. 2-1 the score. Their goals today scored by Jack Higgins and Blake Hoffer. The lone tally for the Raiders came from Bo Patton, his first goal of the showcase. Well, Mitch Adams on the scoreboard, Gerard Boris on the camera. My name's Dylan Ward saying don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the exciting finish to this one. Third period coming right up. Welcome back to the South Hockey Network, everybody, live on YouTube and live from Mount Prospect Ice Arena. It's time for the final period of the SHL Showcase. 4 games, 12 periods, 17 more minutes are on the clock as the Titans hold a 2-1 lead over the Regis Jesuit Raiders. But it was a 2-0 lead. Bo Patton for the Regis Jesuit Raiders scored with 1:12 to go in the second period to make it a 2-1 game, but the Titan goals scored by Jackson Higgins, assisted by Zach Boris and Mitchell Adams. Mitchell Adams with another assist on the goal in the second period. That one scored by Blake Hoffer. All right, back to our first period shooting sides, where the Titans will go from right to left in gold, and the Raiders from left to right in white. Titans looking to stay undefeated at the Showcase. As a quick delay, Asher Vanderploeg and Adam Sokol, the injured players, come through the door and join their team on the bench. All right, now time to drop the puck. And finally, it hits the ice. The Titans win the draw. Pajurski pulls it back. We are underway in the third. Dylan Ward here on the call with you. Gerard Boris, our technical engineer, and Mitch Adams doing your scoreboard operation at the top left corner of your screen here on the Wintrust South Hockey Network. McPherson down to the far side corner. Now picks up the puck again below the goal line. Gets his pocket picked by Nolan Williams. Williams down in that far side corner. Now Alexander Werrett. To the near side it comes. Williams once again. Taken away by the Titans as Benji Pajurski skates behind the goal line. Gets it out to Frank Surma. Now to Pajurski, to Surma, to Hoffer. He shoots, and that one hits the side of the net. Rebound, Pajurski with a backhand pass to the blue paint, but nobody there for the Titans. That was a nifty pass anyway. As this one goes all the way back down on JP Ricana's net, he makes the easy stop as Blake Hoffer sends it out to the neutral zone, tipped ahead by Zach Boris. Boris all the way down below the goal line, centered it, but punched away by the goaltender Sparks, who's made 38 saves on 40 Titan shots. That's offsides. So the Raiders will have to tag up. And here's Luke Fagan. Fagan out to Boris. It just missed him. That'll be an icing against the Titans. And the face-off coming back to their own defensive end with 15:22 to go in the third period. Last game, last period here before the big rivalry game on Wednesday night, the North-South game. Final tune-up, so to speak. Glenbrook North will be playing today at 5:10 p.m. in their last game of the SHL Showcase. So if you want to really break it down, the Titans will have about 8 more hours of rest in terms of game play. But really, if it's on the same day, it just about equates to the same. Now here's Boris leading the charge over the attacking zone line. He takes a shot, that one turned away. Boris on a line with Cesario and Weiss now as this one's thrown to the front. They can't clear it outside the zone. Luke Fagan, now Jonah Weiss over to the left side circle. Cesario takes a hit into the near side corner. As Boris, and it goes behind the goal line. Here's Boris once again, going to Luke Fagan with it. Cleared out of the zone, all the way down by the Raiders, and that's an icing. Another attacking zone draw for the Glenbrook South Titans coming up with 14:13 to go in period number 3. We still have not seen the return of Charlie Preston. We don't know his status yet either, but likely just a precautionary that he's not playing for the rest of this game. Again, kind of same situation as Adam Sokol. Might be healthy enough to play if this was a more meaningful game, but these SHL Showcase games, just exhibitions. They don't count for the regular season. As Ryan Mulvey goes to Ben Stevens. Stevens through the neutral zone. Over the line he comes down the right wing side. Centered it. Mitchell Adams couldn't get that long reach there. As now Lytle goes to Adams over the line down the left wing side. Back below the line, it's cycled by the Raiders. Sent to the right circle and taken away by Regis Jesuit. Taken right back by Bonnell as he goes back to Lytle. And now here's Ben Stevens. We mentioned Dylan Lytle playing as a defenseman today with the absence of Aiden Weller due to illness. Otherwise, if not, the Titans would only have 4 defensemen to work with. Dylan Lytle played some defense for the varsity blue team last year, sort of a two-way player, so knows the system. A good choice for Jim Philbin, as now Bonnell comes streaking in, takes a shot. That one's deflected up high. So without Aiden Weller in the lineup, nor Asher Vanderplug, the Titans' 4 listed defensemen today are the Fagan twins, Ryan Mulvey, and Cole McPherson. As Luke Fagan on the ice, along with Cole McPherson for this face-off. Right wing circle, Surma, Pajurski, and Higgins. Jim Philbin really playing around with these lines here in this one. Now here come the Raiders. This backhand pass up ice, Anthony Otero. All the way down to the corner it goes. Another hit up against the boards, and this pass finds Higgins. Higgins plays it off the far boards and out. All the way down it goes. And we get another icing call, this time against Glenbrook South. And they'll take a D-zone face-off. Over on the North Rink, 3-2 the score in favor of the York Dukes over in Norwich Free Academy. You gotta think they lost a lot of key players last year, because that team was a force to be reckoned with last year at this SHL Showcase. They made the national tournament, beat New Trier Green in the Nationals. But it seems like these SHL teams are having an okay time. The only win they have so far at this showcase is to St. Viator, 3-1, but Titans beat them 4-2. New Trier beat them 5-2, and York in the lead in the third period. The Titans also lead here in the third period. 2-1 the score. We have not seen a goal yet in this third period. As now it'll be reset by the Raiders. Here's Lorenzo behind his own net. Got it up ice to Anthony Otero. Now it's Osgood. Taken away by McPherson. He finds Higgins. Jack Higgins already with a goal today. Centered it. Looking for Boris. Now behind the net they fight for it. Zach Boris comes away with it. Boris, backhander down below the line. As it's picked up by the Raiders, they'll play it around the boards, but can't get it out past McPherson. Cole McPherson towards the net. Tipped by Hoffer, looking for the 5-hole, but the save was made. Nice deflection play by Blake, standing right in the front of the blue paint. Not in the blue paint. So we get down to 10:40 left in this game. Not saying regulation, but with no overtime looming. Just the game. Here's Cesario. Over the line down the left wing side behind the net. Hoffer was tapping his stick. Cesario didn't have a clean lane to him. Now Will Fagan's pass. Fanned on. So it comes outside the zone as defensive partner Lytle chases it back out. Now it's Hoffer. Blake Hoffer to Lytle. In neutral ice, Dylan Lytle. Comes over the line, takes a shot, patted away. by the goaltender. As this one goes all the way down for an icing against the Raiders. And that'll bring the face-off into the attacking zone once again for the Titans. 10:02 left here in the third period. Titans looking for their third consecutive victory here at the SHL Showcase. And in all competitions, extend their unbeaten streak to 8 straight. 3 straight in the SHL, a tie in their first game at the Showcase, but 2 straight after that. I suppose 7 straight would be the streak they're trying to get, not 8. Lytle out to Stevens, he picks it up. Ben Stevens over the line. Looking for a pass, he got it to Bennell, in on net, takes a shot, and the save is made. What a pass by Ben Stevens, as Evan Bennell looking to add to his point total here at this Showcase, but couldn't on that one. Watch number 9, Gold here. Didn't look like he had much of a lane to find Bennell, but just waited long enough to split those 2 defenders with the puck and give a pretty good chance to Evan Bennell. Now we're down to 9 minutes remaining here. This pass just missed Surma, so instead Mulvey will play it down to Pajurski, left circle, takes a shot, glove save made by Sparks as he hangs on for another whistle. 46 shots on goal for the Titans. Here with still 9 minutes to go in the third period. They had 40 shots after 2 periods, so they're on pace for 60. But only 2 goals past the goaltender Easton Sparks. Backhand chip pass from Surma finds Adams. He'll play it off the near boards and down. Picked up on the far side, but the Raiders can't clear. Now it's Frank Surma. Surma right circle, looking to center for Adams. As it's kept alive, McPherson, big shot and a block in close. Hurting a little bit after that play, Nolan Williams, as he'll make his way to the bench. And the Titans will reset out in neutral ice. Now Surma missed a deflection. It won't be an icing, so maybe he did get a slight touch on it. Now Pajurski left point. Got it down low. Mitchell Adams will race to the bench in exchange for a new forward. And here come the Raiders trying to clear this one off the far glass and out, but instead it goes right into their bench. And that'll stop play with 8:06 to go in the third. Titans looking for their first goal since 11:15 left in the second period. Although they have put 46 shots against these Raiders, but how about 44 saves for Easton Sparks? As the Titans continue to run into some tough goaltenders as of late. Here's Luke Fagan taking a shot right in on net. Hoffer trying to bury that loose one with the backhand. He could not, just went wide. Now out to the neutral zone. It's Cesario waiting to be on sides. He'll dump it in. Down to the far side corner it goes. Lorenzo plays it off the far boards and out. Picked up in the neutral zone. Down the left wing side. Here's a shot. And he didn't get a lot on it. Also a defenseman stick in the way, and JP Ricana with the stop. 16 saves for him on 17 Raider shots. We'll drop the puck at the circle to Ricana's right with 7:39 to go in the third period. Titans looking to hold on to this lead, maybe add some insurance with the amount of chances they've been getting. It could easily be 6-7-1 right now. This one's poked ahead by Blake Hoffer. He's going to have himself a partial break down the left wing side, but getting in there to contest him, Zachary Lorenzo with a good stick as he deflects that chance for Hoffer up and out of play. It will result in a face-off in the attacking zone for the Titans. Left wing side, it's Zach Boris on a line with Hoffer and Cesario. Face-off won by Boris, up to Hoffert. Will Fagan takes a shot. That one just high of the crossbar. Rebound picked up by the Raiders. As they'll play this one down. No icing, of course, as it was beyond center ice. And now down below the Titan goal line. Now back up high, left point. John Daly goes to the top of the left circle. Here's a shot, bouncing in on Rakana. He makes the good glove save. Not a lot of time to react on that deflection, but JP protecting the crease. Now Boris goes to the far side. It gets cleared out by the Raiders. This one goes all the way down. Will not be an icing. As Fagan gives it up, here's a shot and a save made by Rakana, but after letting go of that shot, Parker Brenner takes a tough hit. So we'll have another look. Titans probably lucky to not get a roughing call on that one, as some of the Raiders fans letting the refs know what they thought about that no call. And now there will be a penalty immediately on the follow-up face-off. And it will go against the Raiders. Man, probably a little bit of a weak call if we're being honest, but Nolan Williams will go to the box, so the Raiders fans unhappy as they wanted a penalty on the hit just prior against the Titans, but instead it'll be the 4th power play of the game for Glenbrook South. All power plays on the South Hockey Network, brought to you by RSM, the power of being understood. The Titans have not gone to the penalty box all morning, but have had 4 power plays. Looking to extend the lead, it's Fagan down to Stevens. Stevens centered it, Bonnell right on net, save made, and Sparks won't allow a rebound. Good start to the power play for the Titans, as only 9 seconds have come off the clock. .6:02 in the third, and a 1-goal lead for the Titans. Stevens, Bonnell, Higgins, Will Fagan, and Ryan Mulvey ready to work. Here's Will Fagan, left point, goes down to Stevens, left circle. Up to Will Fagan once again, left point. Keeps the puck in the zone as it goes down to Bonnell. Evan Bonnell will just circle back outside the zone, get a chance to reset for the Titans. He'll come back over the line on sides. Nice drop pass for Higgins. His shot gets blocked in close. Now over to the captain, Mulvey. Already with a power play goal at this showcase. Behind the net. It comes to the near side. As now this one's played off the boards. Nice keep in by Fagan. It just comes outside the zone, and it's going to be a partial break. But nice defense there by Ryan Mulvey to not let Bo Patton get a chance for his 2nd goal of the game. 5 minutes left in the game. If you're the Raiders, you need 2 to win, as we will not go to overtime in this showcase. Any tied score after 3 periods will be ties. This one stripped away. Here comes Alexander Werrett. He takes a shot. Big save made by Rakana. His 19th stop. Now a big collision. One man loses his stick for the Raiders, but swooping in there is Pajurski. Now Jonah Weiss. Weiss comes up high with it. Goes down to Pajurski once again. 15 to go on the power play. It's Luke Fagan. Down to Pajurski. Taking a shot, and the save made. Deflected high of the net. Right back to Jonah Weiss. Across for the captain, Mulvey. He takes a shot, deflected wide. Wraparound look from Adams. Boy, besides just the power play, the Titans have had the puck in the attacking zone for a large portion of the last 10 minutes or so, as this shot is taken by Pajurski and grabbed by the goaltender, Sparks. How about 50 shots on goal for the Titans here in this one? But an absolutely stellar performance in net from Easton Sparks for Regis Jesuit. Allowed 2 goals to the Lake Forest Scouts and a 4-2 win for this Regis side. As the Titans will fall to 0 for 4 on the power play tonight, but have had several great looks. It's getting to be that time that the Raiders are going to start thinking about pulling their goaltender for an extra attacker. Try and tie this game up, and without the overtime, maybe if they're going to try to go for a win, you might see that take place a little earlier than usual. Here's a long pass to Sario, just missed it. He did not get a touch on it, so it will be an icing. And maybe an opportune time for the Raiders to take their time out. We'll see if they do that, as there have not been a lot of attacking zone faceoffs for them here in this third period. Looks like they'll wait for the time being as we get down to 3:25 left in the third period. 50-20 the shots on goal. But the Titans were once on pace for 60 shots on goal. Here in this third period, only 10, although they have been dominating the frame. Here's Cole McPherson. Out to Blake Hoffer. Hoffer spins, comes over the line down the left wing side, looking for Cesario down the right. It's blocked by a Raider stick. Kept in the zone by Luke Fagan. He takes a hit right at the blue line near the bench for the Raiders, as this one sent deep by Hoffer. Hoffer gets sent to the ice, while the Raiders grab the puck and will come outside the zone with it. Turning on the Jets here is Dylan Nash. He couldn't get a partial break, but he will send it to the right side. Here's a shot and a big save made by Rakana to keep it a 2-1 lead for the Glenbrook South Titans. Point blank opportunity for Sam Wessel, the defenseman, but couldn't find a hole in number 78 Gold. Nice pass over and a good opportunity, as Wessel was aiming right above JP's right shoulder, looking for that top corner. As this one's given up again, back to live play as we get down to 2:20. Goalie still staying put for Regis Jesuit. As the Titans will get their first penalty of the game, Ben Stevens guilty of tripping. Or pardon me, Ryan Mulvey. So Ryan Mulvey, who does not take a lot of penalties for the Titans in the regular season, sent to the box for the third time in 4 games. And a massive opportunity. I'm surprised they're keeping Sparks in net, as they could have a 6-on-4, but all penalty kills for the Titans are sponsored by Hannah Vanderploeg Trial Attorneys. All right, here we go. Big PK needed for the Titans here. Here's a shot, and Rakana makes the glove save. And it looks like Will Fagan is going to get a penalty for cross-checking in the crease. So it appears as though suddenly the plot thickens here, as we're going to have a 2-man advantage here for the Raiders for the final 2 minutes of the game. Tough break for the Titans, as it was really just a shove match, and the Raiders player maybe goes down a little easy. Well, yeah, you can't do that. All right. So the goalie waits between the hash marks, waiting for a face-off win. Now he'll come off the bench. It's a 6-on-3 power play, an empty net situation. Here's a pass to the left side circle and a shot. They score! And some emotion being shown from Vincent Cieslik as the Raiders tie the game up. Two-man advantage, really a three-man advantage with the goalie pulled, and nice release from the left side circle. All right. So one man is let out of the box for the Titans, but Will Fagan remains, as this will stick to a 5-on-4 power play. So if the Titans want to win this game, they're going to need a shorthanded goal. So remember, we will not go to overtime. This game will end in a tie score if we stay even. But here comes Blake Hoffer picking up the puck, shorthanded. Here's Blake Hoffer with a shot, and a big save made by Sparks on the Titans' leading point producer. And just what the doctor ordered for the Titans, a clear-cut breakaway for Hoffer. So he was looking to, I believe, get that just under the glove, but couldn't bury it. Titans will have an attacking zone draw here. Hoffer ready for the drop of the puck. It's won by the Raiders. Titans still on the penalty kill for virtually the rest of the game. 2 seconds separate the game clock and penalty clock. As Mulvey pokes it to the far side. Sent up high. Left point. This is Brenner. Got it back. Parker Brenner, slap shot. As the rebound's collected at the right wing circle. Back up high, Brenner. Under a minute to go, 50 seconds. Here's a centering pass, and unable to tip that one by is Bo Patton, looking for his second of the game. Now back up to Brenner. To the left side. Now here's a shot, and that one blocked on its way. Hoffer will clear the zone and send that puck all the way down. Will this game have a winner? 30 seconds to decide. Here come the Raiders. It's Parker Brenner. Over center ice red. Now over the blue line, stays on sides. Dylan Lytle picks his pocket. Titans looking to clear the zone. 14 seconds left, it stays in. Down to the corner, it's Henry Sorensen, 7 seconds left. As the Titans can't clear it out, they'll have chance for one more shot here. Intercepted by the Titans, and they'll bring it out to the neutral zone. As this game ends in a 2-2 draw, but the Titans dominant all the way until the end before taking 2 penalties. And with a 2-man advantage already, plus the empty net for the Regis Jesuit Raiders, able to tie the game on the 6-on-3 power play advantage. And that's all she wrote. So the Titans will indeed finish the SHL Showcase with an undefeated record of 2 wins and 2 ties. Although really in both ties, it felt like the Titans should have had the win. And you know, in any sport that has ties, you're always going to have one team that feels like they won and one team that feels like they lost. And because of the situation where in the first game the Titans had a 3-1 lead, and eventually it was a 4-4 tie, and then especially here, a 2-1 lead and dominant in shots, but the game-tying goal on the power play at the end, and the Raiders will skate off, feeling pretty good about this one, while the Titans will wish they had it. But in spite of the tie, we remind you that the Titans have now gone 7 consecutive games without a loss, SHL and here in the Showcase, as they will carry some momentum into Wednesday night against the Glenbrook North Spartans. Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us all weekend long. It was a very fun event here in its 2nd year, hosted by the St. Viator Lions Hockey Club. 4 games versus the out-of-state opponents. It's always fun to see how your team does against someone who's a little bit unfamiliar and someone who you don't have that recent history against. And I thought the Titans matched up pretty well with their out-of-state opponents. One more reminder, this will be our last reminder as this game is on Tuesday night, the very first ever Glenbrook South Hockey alumni game, as I think we're now up to around 50 players will be participating in this. It'll be at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday night at the Glenview Ice Center. Immediately following the alumni game will be the AHL North-South game between Glenbrook South Blue and Glenbrook North Gold. It'll be a fun night at the Glenview Ice Center. And of course, as we've mentioned several times, all proceeds from this event will go to the Marko Nikolic Foundation, benefiting the family of this young man who lost his life due to a careless drunk driving accident, a senior at Glenbrook South last year, and good friend of a couple of guys on the team last year. So it'll be a great night and a great cause, and the very first ever Glenbrook South alumni game. If you can't make it to the Glenview Ice Center on Tuesday night, we will have it for you right here on YouTube, which we're very excited for. But besides that, of course, for this Varsity 1 team, their next game will be on Wednesday night. It's kind of a big deal. They'll play at 6 o'clock at Centennial Ice Rink in Wilmette against the Glenbrook North Spartans. Of course, you need a wristband to get in. Keep that in mind, which are being sold for $5, or really it's a suggested donation of $5 for the wristband. And all proceeds from the Wednesday night festivities will go to the Northfield Food Pantry. So just a great time of year for Glenbrook South Hockey, and it's getting real busy real fast. So, and one more reminder for that Wednesday night game, we will not have it on our traditional SHL or our traditional GBS Hockey YouTube, nor will it be on the SHL network. It will be live exclusively on Marquee Sports Network. As if you have Xfinity, it's channel 202. If you have anything else, I don't know what channel it is, so you can Google it. But it'll be live exclusively on the same channel you watch the Chicago Cubs, which is very exciting for the SHL and both teams playing in the game. And then if you want to watch the replay, it'll be available after on YouTube. All right, that was maybe the longest outro we've had this season, but one more time for our crew. Mitch Adams was on your scoreboard duty. Gerard Boris, your technical engineer. My name is Dylan Ward, saying one more time the final score. Glenbrook South 2, Regis Jesuit 2, as the Titans finish the showcase with 2 wins, 2 ties, and 0 losses. Undefeated record